I'm not gonna pretend to be a Baiken expert. She's pretty straightforward. She's a defensive type character, but what's interesting about her is even though she is a defensive character, she's really good at controlling space. So she can threaten people to approach, make it hard for them to approach, and then she has her new parry, that Azami. This move, this is probably the first thing you should really talk about because it's her main mechanic. Before she had a guard cancel, so what she used to do is she would block, you'd make her block, and she could cancel out a block stun and hit you with an attack, and there were guessing games around that. It was kind of tough to deal with. She can still sort of do that. She could do this in block stun. I won't go too much into details, but generally this move is a parry. She doesn't truly have the guard cancels anymore. She has a parry now. What this means is, on the one hand, unless you learn how to do this in block stun and where to do it, you don't really have guard cancels on anymore. But on the other hand, you can do something defensive to counter the opponent whenever you want. You don't have to be blocking. So the way she plays is kind of different because of that. There are a few follow-ups she has. I guess my recording is wrong. Let's set a nice friendly recording. She has a run. She has a DP-like thing. She has a stab. You can hold it. There's a lot of things you can do with it. Is a zombie like Jam's parry? It's actually not like Jam's parry. It's its own. I would actually compare it to Melty Bud's parry. So you could hold it like the full moon parry. You could hold it and do a counter after. You can step through. You can do an invincible stab move. You can do this thing. I believe she has a dust follow up, which doesn't do anything. And you have a punch follow up, and you have a super as well. So I actually think Baiken is kind of an advanced character if you think about it, because you have the parry, right? You need an in-depth knowledge of the characters to know when to use the parry. Of course, you can just run around and do it. Like, nothing's stopping you from picking her up and like mixing it in with your neutral, running around and doing it. But it'll make her defense really hard to crack if you go through each character, learn how they like to rush down, and then be like, oh, I could parry here and force them to do something else. Or maybe you recognize that a certain knockdown is not so good, like there's only one thing they could do, so you parry there. It makes it difficult for the opponent in a different way if you take the time to learn all the characters. So I think it's pretty rewarding. She's another one of those characters that grows as you grow, which I like. As far as combos, they don't seem too hard. She has pretty good corner carry. This move, jump D, will carry them to the corner. It usually knocks down. There are situations where it does it, but usually knocks down. In the corner, you can loop it a couple of times. Pretty cool. You usually see people do this, and the air dash, do boom, and then air dash and do more stuff. Her ground poke's pretty good. I think bar slash pretty good. 2H, a little bit underrated. This move's pretty good too. For 6P, okay. I might be a little bit biased because I put Milia, but 5H also fine. 6H pretty good. Air normal is all around good. Jump S really special. Also JH, it's like Ram. Actually Ram's jump H is based off this move. It's just active until it hits the ground. You got Tatami Gaishi. How do you do this move? There it is. This move is the projectile is active until it reaches the ground. It's a really big part of her game. You see a lot of people talking about it. You can use it for offense, defense. You can YRC it really quickly. This move is a huge part of her offense, defense, and neutral. Use it to control space. Rush down, set up your offense. Has a lot of usage. She also has I don't know she has these claw moves. I need to do the other one. Stream, teach me. I wanted to do the step move next. Oh, I did that first. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. That move good. There's stuff you could do. I'm actually not sure if it's plus. I see people use it as if it's plus. It does pull the opponent in though. That's pretty good. And she has follow-ups to the move too. So like I did a command grab right there. That was kind of slow. Give that. There's a bunch of follow-ups she could do there. This one is kind of anti-air. I don't think is that great. You might want to ask a Baiken player how they feel about the move though. Also, again, like I play Milia, so I'm really mobile. Maybe it works on characters that aren't as mobile. You also have this, where is it? This has armor and she can follow up out of it. So for example, make Milia do that. See how I just armor through it? You can follow up with stuff. Pretty good. A lot of her special moves, or at least that one, you could use offensively and defensively. I kind of like that about this version of Baiken. I can't really speak for the old ones, but I think they did a really good job of making her like a defensive character that you can do offensive stuff with. And like I said before, she'll grow with you as a character. Like you can start by just jumping around. She has good normals, and you have tatami, so you can just jump around, do tatami. You can whiff chains and stuff, but then as you get better, you can start researching pressure and be like, oh, this move only has these options, they're all mid, so I'll zombie here or something. Like stuff to make it tough for the opponent to enforce their basic game plan on you. So she's pretty cool.